Awesome. Well, I'm super excited to be here. This is not only my first Restaurant Spaces conference, it's my first time in California, so enjoying the locale and the views. Based out of Dallas, Texas, so it's cool to see mountains. It's nice. I have the opportunity today to, as Jason mentioned, talk to you about some of the cool stuff we're doing at Dickey's. I'm the Vice President of Technology, so I head up the tech team, both internally as well as development. And we have the opportunity to kind of roll into some of the AI stuff that we're interested in, putting out both on the store side as well as customer-facing fronts. And so we get to go through some of that today. But I thought I'd kind of give you guys a little bit of background about myself and kind of my journey through the restaurant industry, I guess. I grew up in Orlando, so hospitality central. I have been involved in restaurants or the hospitality industry my entire life. My dad opened the very first Olive Garden on International Drive in 1982. And throughout my childhood, worked at a lot of different popular casual dining concepts. So I'm sure it was a surprise to no one when my senior year in high school, I decided to be a hostess at TGI Fridays. So actually, unlike a lot of other millennials out there, rather than having many, many different jobs, I kind of did that, but did it with the same brand. I was with Fridays for 20 years. I did everything in operations, in the restaurant, all the hourly roles. I opened new stores. I had lots of opportunities to do a lot of really cool things, general manager, area manager, and then I got this super cool opportunity to join the home office team in Dallas, Texas, so that's how I ended up there, starting in the operations department. But I quickly jumped at the opportunity to join the tech team at TGI Fridays, because at the time they were doing a lot of really cool, interesting stuff as well. And I thought that I had a unique perspective and skill set that I could bring to the team, having been in operations pretty much my whole career. So I could not only understand the technology and all of the stuff on that end, but I could relate it to the owner-operator and the end users in the stores to be able to make it impactful at a global level. So that's a little bit about me and where I came from. Let me tell you a little bit about Dickey's Barbecue. For those of you who don't know our saucy story, we are almost 80 years old. We started in 1941. Travis Dickey started the first location in Dallas, Texas. From there, over the last 80 years, and we are now on the third generation of the Dickey's family running the business. We've got over 500 locations. We're in 44 different states. We opened 2 locations in the UAE last year, and amongst the domestic growth that we're going to have this year, we're also going to have significant international growth as well. We're going into countries like Brazil, Pakistan, Egypt, and many more to come. So a lot of really cool stuff. It's going to be a lot of work for me, but that's part of the deal, right? Like I mentioned, I get to talk to you guys about some of the cool stuff that we're doing at Dickey's. Moving into AI and kind of how that's been impactful. My first kind of foray into AI was with TGI Fridays. We had a digital bartender called Flanagan. Anybody ever seen the movie Cocktail? The big thing was Fridays bartenders trained Tom Cruise for that movie. Flanagan's was the name of the bar. So we came up with Flanagan. He was our digital bartender. The digital bartender, through a series of questions, was able to garner a guest's flavor profile and then create a recipe to then have the bartender make that custom cocktail for the guest. So that was something I thought was a really cool use of AI in my time with Fridays. And then moving into kind of Dickey's and seeing all of the really cool stuff that they've done with technology. They've always kind of been on the forefront of the tech, especially tech disruption. They've been early adopters to a lot of the different things in the technology landscape, and they've actually built a lot of our own proprietary technology. We built our own online ordering system. We've got a BI and analytics platform, a mobile app that we released last year, as well as our own proprietary point of sale. So it was only natural that we would look at AI and the benefits that we could garner from that type of technology in our restaurants. So, hey Alexa, where do we start with AI? We have a longtime partner of ours, IOLAP, and their sister company, Responsum AI. They're both Texas-based companies. They have a conversational AI startup that kind of has been developed over the last several years. Their platform enables workers and customers to update and query all things at the chat and the voice level. it integrates directly into our proprietary systems, as well as some mainstream support and software that we utilize. And our first endeavor kind of into this experience was actually using Alexa in the stores. So when we did that, we wanted to create convenience and efficiency for the owner-operators, the pit bosses, the pit crew, all those folks in the store. You know, those of you who've worked in the restaurants, traditionally restaurants are paper-based, clipboards, trackers, line checks, you know, health codes, things like that. And so we wanted to take that voice technology on top of the digital technology, because a lot of places went out and took that digital tech and said, I'm just gonna transpose everything that was handwritten before to now tablet or phone-based, but now I'm still, you know, touching and entering things in, and it's really hard to do that with barbecue sauce on your hands. So we want to enable the voice component of that. So what we did is we took you know, our partner, and we worked together with them to build some Alexa skills and create some initial app-type functions, as well as the Alexa-based functions in our stores to kind of aid in that efficiency so that our people didn't have to carry on clipboards, you know, deal with emails and trackers and reports and look all that stuff up. They were able to garner that just by voice. So I've got a video for you guys.
Alexa, open Dickey's data pit. Andy, can you go load 3 racks of ribs for me, please, sir? Thank you. Alexa, what is my daily briefing?
Here is your daily briefing. Overall sales are up 5% month to date, while catering sales are up 8% month to date.
Deal of the month, good. Pit mall special, good. Deal of the day, good, good, good. Alexa, what is my check count commitment for today?
Your total check count commitment for today is 111 checks.
Andy, today we need 111 checks.
Got it. Hey guys,
Cool.
check out today, 111. Timer!
Hey, we did great last month, buddy, but we need to grow our check count by about 10 per day. Okay. We also need to look at comps and voids, so a little high. Thank you. Alexa, what were my comps and voids for store TX 146 for last month?
Store 146 comped $101.46 and voided $32.94 last month.
We were so close to being the top performing store last quarter. Just a little bit more, buddy.
Got it.
Alexa, what was the highest performing store in my district for the last 2 quarters?
Central Texas 0001 was the best performing store over the last 2 quarters.
Alexa, email those results to Laura.
Email sent to Laura.
Thank you, Alexa.
Alexa, open Dickey's, please. Alexa, what's my cleaning for today?
You have to clean doors, trash cans, fan blades, and vents.
Alexa, I just added 5 units of chicken to the smoker.
You were about to add 5 units of chicken to the smoker. Would you like to confirm that?
Yes.
Okay, 5 units of chicken were added to the smoker. What would you like to ask next?
What was the last recorded temperature for brisket?
Last recorded temperature of brisket was on February 12th, Monday at 4:09 p.m. with value of 165 degrees Fahrenheit.
Record the temperature for brisket at 165 degrees.
You were about to record the temperature for brisket as 165 degrees. Would you like to confirm that?
Yes.
Alexa, please give me my updated briefing.
Here is your updated briefing. Same store sales are up 3% month to date. Region 1 is up 5%. And you have 3 store visits today. The first store visit is at 11 a.m. at the central location.
Some neat stuff, huh? So that was kind of our first insert into the AI in the stores. some of the things that we learned from that, it might not be super practical to have Bluetooth headsets that everyone has to purchase to be able to do that. So we've kind of taken as we've progressed that version of technology more into that mobile app that was shown on there, some of the features that we've got. So utilizing that versus having those headsets and microphones and things like that. So we are continuing to evolve that product as well. And then the next one that I wanted to show you is kind of our guest-facing consumer technology with the AI piece, which just actually released on Friday last week. It's our Dickey's conversational assistant. So if you go to our dickeys.com website, you can interact with our conversational assistant. One of the things that we wanted to do here was not just utilize that chatbot functionality that a lot of other places use, but add in that conversational piece. It's just second nature nowadays that everyone talks to Google or Alexa or Siri. You know, it only makes sense that you would have that ability to interact on our website with our Dickey's assistant in that same way. So we've got things, some basic stuff up there right now, and we'll continue to advance and enhance as we go along. But one of the great things about the technology and the partner that we're working with is that the system learns our vocabulary. So it'll know whether it's a guest asking about a certain catering or a manager asking about sales last year, that it can query the specific stuff in the database. You know, if I'm asking for sales, it really means AUV. That's what I'm looking for, and that's the data that's given back. So it learns as it continues to garner our vocabulary and our synonyms and things like that. And then it will also be able to provide us insights on what our guests and end users are going to our site to ask about or to look for, so that we can be able to customize and enhance that as we continue to move along. So that actually went live last Friday. Like I said, you guys can check it out. And so just to kind of cover some of the stuff we're hoping to get from all of this. Obviously, we don't just want to throw technology out there just because it's cool, especially having been an operator a long time in my life. It's got to make sense. It's got to be something that's going to help me make more money or spend more time with my guests for me to want to use it. So that was one of the reasons we partnered with Responsum, is because they've got, you know, the learnings, and it can get our specific vocabulary and all the things that are unique to our brand. Guests are able to self-service up front, right? All of y'all know if you can go somewhere and easily navigate through self-service without ever having to talk to a human, you know, a lot of times that's the option that a lot of users prefer. But the easier that they can do that, the more likely they are to place orders or request more information. You can even learn about being a franchisee through our Dickey's Assistant online. And then when we maximize convenience, the owner-operators, the pit crews in the stores, the guests, you know, we can drive that engagement and loyalty to the brand. It's something cool that they can only get with Dickey's. So those are some of the really cool things I was super excited to be able to talk to you guys about today. There was going to be a little time for questions, but I know we're on a tight time schedule today, so you guys are welcome to hit me up or search me out afterwards. I'm happy to send anything over to you guys or talk about kind of what we're doing, but I thank you very much for the time today. I was glad to be here and hope you guys learned something cool. Thanks.